Hello, welcome to Mrs. Smalls Tries It All, the channel where I'm Mrs. Smalls, tries a little bit of everything and shares with you how it's done, how to do it, how not to do it, and if it's worth doing in the first place, right? So I know it's been a while, but I'm back. I'm not making any more promises to make videos more and post them, all that stuff, because that don't work. But what I will continue to do is how I've been doing. Make videos, post them when I can. So in the case of here, I'm on because I've been working on new little projects of mine. And the latest are these ponchos. I wanted to share the ponchos, crochet hooded ponchos, right? So what I kind of did here, ain't no kind of, this is what I did. I incorporated a hoodie and I crocheted around the hoodie in like a poncho fashion. What I've been doing is trying different stitches and different types of thread, different thread combinations and things like that to kind of see if I could find like my favorite style to the poncho hoodie, or just to, make them a little different. I think where I'm going now, I'm just going to work on trying to make each one different to just give the customer variation. I will be selling these at craft markets. I'm also going to put them on my Etsy page and Poshmark page. I did reopen up my Etsy page. I don't know how long I'm going to keep it. And I did open up a Poshmark page, and I don't know how long I'm going to keep that. My main focus, though, I really, really want to work on going to more craft markets. Reason being, in craft markets, people are expecting people to make handmade items. I did hear, though, that in the craft market space, that people have been getting in they've been finding these craft markets, and people have a lot of drop sale items, items that they haven't made, mugs that they're buying from different places. And it's like, wait, wow, we could go to Cricket, get a little Cricket and make a mug ourselves to sell. But I do think in craft markets, because they're tired of looking at, that might be a problem though, but they're tired of looking at people having other things from like Amazon, buying other people's things, drop shipping, all that kind of stuff, and selling them as something that they created when that's not the case. And so when they look at somebody that's really, really hand making their items, and somebody that's really, did it themselves, they're more apt to, want to check out their products, right? So I really want to go there. And also, not for nothing, at the craft markets, people, they want to pay, right? They don't mind paying, right? I don't know how many times I've gone places, made things, said how much it cost, and people are looking at me like, huh? This piece here I actually sell for $70, right? And just to give you an idea of just the cost, and this was with this one alone. This one alone, it took about 40, I want to say about $48 to make, 40, 45, around like 40 bucks. $40 to make, right? Because had to get 3 skeins of the yarn. That I did happen to get the yarn on, in this case, on sale. This was a felted, wool felted, pre-felted yarn. So it's a wool blend. It's actually 80% wool and like 20% acrylic. And it's felted to give it that more like felted look. And so they were $8 a skein. So I bought 3. So right there, 3 times 8, that's 24. Plus the cost of the hoodie, which was 15. So it's like 37. So yeah, it was about $40 to make. And it took me hours to put this together. And so when I say that it's $70, it's $70. Like, why are you, do you get paid $5 an hour? No, you don't. So please, and I know a lot of crafters, they have this conversation, and they talk about this a lot, but it's to the point where it's like, it's insulting, you know? Prada can make a little pen, and I've looked up the gold pens and brass pens and sell them for, it's a pen, literally a safety pin that Prada makes, and it's like one single on one side crochet, single just starting stitch at the top. And so for those of you who crochet, you know what I mean when I say like start stitch. It's almost like it's like a chain on the top of the thing. They sell that for $795. Say what? And people buy that. And then you got people looking at me sideways when I tell you I spent hours on this. Maybe I'm going to say about 20, like just doing the stitch around here to start Cutting this apart, that's like 5 minutes. But the stitch here to start to be able to crochet, that takes like an hour and a half, believe it or not, because you have to use an upholstery needle to make sure the loops are through and create like enough. First off, it's creating a hole that's not going to be ripped or torn throughout the course of like wear and tear. So you're creating these loops around, and they have to be evenly spaced, as evenly as possible, so that you can go back behind and crochet. That's time consuming. So just to get it started is like an hour, hour and a half, right? And then from there, I'm going to say maybe 15 hours or so. And of course, it's not straight hours, but still, right? So think about that. Like, do the math. And how people, the thing is a business, you're supposed to make a profit, right? So it's just, it's like enough, you kind of get like stop. So yes, I'd rather go to like craft market spaces and things of that nature to sell. But enough of that. I just want to show what I have been doing. So like I said, this one here, $70. I do have it on Etsy. I do have it on Poshmark. But if you know me and you're in my area and stuff like that, you can reach out and I'll be able to, or make an arrangement and, drop it off to you or something like that. We'll think of something, right? But $70. And let me show you the next one. This was my first one and I really like it. I did the double crochet and I did the granny stitch, and then I added some fringes around the bottom, little tassels, around the bottom. So I really like this. I like the color combination. I will do more like this. That's, just, I don't want to say plain, but no extra stuff on the hood. Now, the next ones are my team ones, so check these out. All right, so this one is my Eagles themed poncho. Yes, I'm in that territory. We are like die hard. Y'all, if y'all know Philly, I'm not in Philly anymore, but that whole area surrounded, yes, die hard Eagles fans. They don't even have to be winning, but go Eagles, always. All right, so Eagles poncho here. Got the emblem on the side here. Same process. Tried a different combination of thread to do a similar stitch as I did the last time, right? Different combination with similar stitch. Again, this one came out more roughly. Like I said, I'm trying to try different combinations to see how they work. More roughly. These here sell for $100. This one is already sold though. This one's sold. And let me show you. And this is the latest one that I made. It is flyers. All right, so I guess I incorporated the flyers colors. This one I was going to wear myself at the Flyers game. Just at the game, it was like it was either last week or a couple weeks ago, and I can't remember. It's like last week. No, it was like 2 weeks ago. But anywho, it was so icy in my little town. I couldn't get out the town, let alone make it to Philly. But I did make this because I was going to wear it for myself, but instead have never worn it. This is selling for $100 as well. So all the sports themes, $100. The regular ones for adults without any sports theme, $70. I'll also be making them for kids. So for the little kids sports team, $75. For the little kids regular, $50. All right. And I'll also I'll update, but yeah, I'll keep you posted on prices and things of that nature. And like I said, because I'm in Philly territory, I will probably go hard with Eagles, because if they don't like nothing else, like take it, we got the Phillies, we got the Sixers, we got the Flyers. They even got that soccer team. What's the name of it? I don't know the name of the soccer team. If y'all know, add it. Oh, what's the name of the soccer team? That's gonna drive me crazy. Dag it. Whatever. I'll add it if I find it. So the soccer team, everything. Yes, we go hard with all of our teams, But not for nothing, if you don't like nothing else, even if you don't like sports and you don't watch it like me, the only sport I'm really into is swimming. You are going to be an Eagles fan just because, right? So predominantly, I think I'm gonna make a lot of these little Eagles ponchos. And yes, I'm going to make just regular plain ponchos as well, especially like I have some, pastel ideas and things like that because these are really good as just like a nice little layer, right? You can put them on top of your overgarment. My sister was like, this would be perfect on top of overgarment. Just to have like a little, like, you don't want to wear a jacket, throw your poncho on, you be good to go. And you still got a little style with you, right? Also, you can wear it as, like I said, a little jacket just to cover your arms and still have your arms like free to move and do stuff. And this could be worn from about, I would say now to like April, because chilly. Also, summer nights, being near the shore, summer nights, throw one little poncho or something to keep yourself warm. And then also wrap around again, come back around again between like September to like November, December. And I mean, wearing that outside without like a coat, but of course you can wear it throughout the year inside, under air conditioning, depending on what the temperature is. So this is what I've been doing lately. I'll be sharing what anything extra I'll be putting. Like I said, I'll put my Etsy links inside of my description and anything else I could find. Oh, about my Etsy inquiry. Like I said, I forgot to mention. And also, guys, I'm not editing this. I don't feel like it. So, with the Etsy inquiry, I made a blanket, right? It was a king size blanket for an order, and the order was never, it never went through. So someone ordered it, and I made the mistake of just buying the things to make the order as opposed to getting like a 50% down payment, because that's what I do now. Right now, if you want me to make something, I take 50%, get the materials, and then I make it, and then the other remaining balance is due upon arrival, right? Because I don't want to get banged again. So, made a king size blanket. This blanket was Chanel yarn. I'll show it in here. Chanel yarn, and the yarn skeins cost about $12 on Amazon per skein. They're really big skeins, right? So they go a long way, but when you talk about king size, yeah and no, right? It took 24 skeins to make at the time. 24 times 12, you're talking about, I can't even think right now, but yeah. 24 times 12, 200 some odd dollars to make this stuff. I make it and it's just there. Was not purchased, so I just had it. So I put it on Etsy, and I put it on my Etsy page, and I sold it because it was like 2 years old, but it's still brand new. And I have it up there for sale. I didn't sell it. Have it up there for sale for $150, just so I can kind of like get rid of it. Also, the fact that it took hours to make forget the fact that it cost like over cost like two something to get the materials, but the fact that it was hours to make, right? So it was like $260. Materials, maybe 48 hours in total to put this thing together, right? Someone asked me, and they were like, hey, I'm inquiring, can you make this same king size throw blanket using the Chanel? And they had a particular yarn that they wanted me to use. And I was like, yeah, I can. I said, but I had to explain like, hey, I take 50% down. This blanket would cost $500. $500 because it costs about $250, and I actually gave the actual price, like $250 something dollars for the materials, and then the 250 will be upon arrival, right? So straight up, this is how much costs just to get the stuff. And then when you put the time together to actually make the item, that's an additional $250. Never heard from the person again. But the thing is, this is what I'm talking about, where when you're buying things from people who make stuff, you have to consider the time that it takes, right? If you're finding stuff for crochet and it's super, super cheap, one, it might not be crochet, right? That's number one. Two, slave labor. Okay? There's no way Temu and Shein is selling real crochet dresses and them suckers are like $50 to $40, $30 for that matter. And somebody really crocheted it. If they did, it is definitely some form of like slave labor going on, you know? I'm sure we encounter that in many aspects of our lives without even knowing it. But if you see somebody and you're at a craft market or you're at a pop-up market or you're at anything and you really see that someone has handmade items, please, I can see if they're saying 1,300, I can see if they going there, right? For like a shirt. Now they being ridiculous. But little items, sweaters, things of that nature, at least $100. At least for like a full sweater, at least. Give them that much respect, because it's the materials as well as the time, right? And time is money. When you work, your time is money. Why wouldn't it be for anybody else, whether they like doing it or not, right? Yes, crocheting for me is relaxing, but if I'm going to put out something, I'm not going to put it out and sell it. I'm not going to sell it for free. You know, how am I going to make the other stuff? I won't be able to make anything, right? Because I don't have no money to recycle back into the fun of crocheting, right? So just wanted to share that, not to, beat a dead bush, because I know people have probably heard it a million times before. But, just wanted to give my take on it. All right. So see you guys soon. And I will be adding my additional, ponchos, team ponchos. The next one that I'm working on now will be a Sixers one, and I'll share that once it's done. All right, love you guys. See you later. Bye.